not having kind of a continuity along the offensive line. You had so many injuries and changes there.
I think that's part of it. But, again, these are guys that have all played in the league. They're all guys that are capable. We have to be better from top to bottom.
Ron, just for some clarification from yesterday, we asked you about William Jackson post-game, why he didn't come back in. He seemed to indicate that he was benched. You guys made a decision. When we spoke with him, he said that his back was bothering him. To the point that he kind of inferred that maybe he told coaches to pull him. What's the...
Well, for the most part, we pulled him. And, he did have a back. Because remember, he missed the game with the bad back. I believe that was Philadelphia.
So he pulled him because of the injury as opposed to performance?
Well, we pulled him. We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Different question. You've said now a couple times in the last few days about this isn't going to turn around. It's not going to happen overnight. There's some, I guess, confusion with that in the sense that this is your third year. Most of the players, right, guys that you've had, quarterback from all down to your choices. And after the Tampa Bay playoff game back in 2020, you suggested, hey, we're kind of on the way up. And at the moment, it does not look like you guys are on the way up. So what does that mean for you that it's not going to happen overnight when it's in your third year at this point?
It means we got to continue to work at it. It's interesting because when you put all the pieces together that you want and you get them there for that period of time, it starts to happen. And so we just got to continue to work hard at it. That's what I mean. It's difficult. Not hard. And when the pieces change, sometimes expectations change. Maybe they're not as they were a year ago or 2 years ago, but things do change.
Just to follow up then on that, what has changed in your opinion if in fact it's not where it was a year or so ago?
Offensive line, quarterback. There's a lot of things that change.
Along those lines, then, does it, when you look around, because obviously there are other teams that are having more success, right? The Giants among them. Does that put a different, thought process in you or pressure or anything like that?
Well, pressure is what you make of it. As I say, guys, it's about us being better top to bottom, but also being more consistent.
And then that last sequence down at the goal line, when you look back at it too, what is there any one thing in particular you would say you need to do this differently?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And again, like I always say too, let's don't forget the other team gets paid too, because that was a heck of a play that young man made. Not only did he jam Terry, but he was able to slingshot a play on the ball. That's what if that's.
When they're dropping games like that to 9 on one of those downs, what challenges that pose for an offense? And is there a way could you have spread them out? It's the second guessing.
Oh yeah. Again, as I said yesterday, that's the luxury of being able to second guess.
But I'm curious, if you have that kind of congestion.
You can do that. You can spread them out and do some things differently. But remember, when you spread them out too, you're moving your players and creating some other things.
Ron, you've been through a lot in your couple years here, but you seemed particularly irked after last night's game. What about that game in particular you think really kind of bugged you more so than others?
This is a missed opportunity. We played well enough to win. We just didn't play consistent. You have a couple of lows, you give up a couple of big plays, and then you miss a couple opportunities. I know I've said that before, but that's the truth. When you watch the tape, you go back, you watch the game, you see those things. You sit there and say, wow, that was a missed opportunity. Man, how can you gave up that big play there? That's crazy, but that's part of the game.
How do you cut through this? Not a ton of answers. I realize it's easier for me to just ask, but how do you get your team past this point? How do you keep the motivation to where it needs?
Well, I think for me, I think we have some pretty good pieces in place. I'd like to have them all on the field at the same time. We don't. We can't. So this is the lot we have. So we have to go out and play. That's the truth of the matter. Is that, you look at where we are offensively with the offensive line, and it's not what we started with. We're getting our running backs back. Yesterday we played 4 tight ends. The second year playing and 3 first-year players. One of the consistent spots has been to play the wide receivers, and a couple of them came up really big yesterday. I thought Diami really flashed and showed what he's capable of. Terry made a couple of plays, that typical Terry plays. And Curtis made a couple of nice catches and runs for first downs. I mean, there's some of those elements that you get excited about, and then you see some of the command Carson has of the game. The touchdown he threw to Diami was a check at the line of scrimmage. I mean, he's starting to grasp and get the feel of it. So, do we think there's some promise there? Yeah. And then you look at what the defense did, and you start saying, okay, there's some promise there. That you like what you're seeing from the defense. Now, you don't like giving up an explosive. You don't like, you got the guy at 3rd and 6, you got the quarterback wrapped up, and he flicks the ball out. It turns into a first down that sustains the drive, and they go down, and we blow a coverage, and it's a touchdown. It puts the ball on the goal line, and then they score the touchdown the next play. It's that type of thing that's where the sustained success. You've got to build on. You make a good play, you got to build on the next play. You get a chance to score. The rest you got to score touchdowns. Those are the things that give you a chance to win.
With long-term injuries to a couple guys on the line, do you feel like that group can get to the point that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I believe they can. I mean, they just got to keep working at it, and we just got to get better.
When you go back and watch the tape, are you seeing consistent things creating that inconsistency, or is it something new each week?
The disappointing part is it's, you learn, okay, that's what we did last week. We can't do that, and we do this. And when it's something new, that's the frustration of it. It's, we just corrected this, and now we have something over there.
Corey, yesterday you punt on one, go for it on the other. The score is the same, down distance were the same. Just what did you see on those?
Well, the first one, it really was because we had time, and so the other one, I felt we had to go get it, and so that's what basically I did. I decided.
And with Dax, that final punt that landed and bounced down the field, did you see on film what happened there, or maybe why he wasn't able to pull off a fair catch?
Because the ball was going to be short, and so. And not knowing whether or not Brian was going to be able to play as much as he did, we decided that we were going to put him out there this week. There was a good opportunity. He will do it this week, though.
Aaron, following up on John's question about the Giants, they're up to a faster start. The Eagles, the Cowboys, they've kind of all been rebuilding too the last couple of years, and it seems like they're farther ahead. Why do you think the teams in the division are farther ahead at this point?
Quarterback.
I mean, with quarterback, like the Cowboys, for instance, they don't have Dak Prescott this season and still have been able to win.
They started with him,
but
they built around Dak, and the offense is built around Dak. Their backup's a guy that is very solid inside of what they do. And the truth is that this is a quarterback-driven league. And if you look at teams that have been able to sustain success, they've been able to build it around a specific quarterback.
Joe's the quarterback here, though, so do you have any regrets about that? Or how do you...
No,
Reporter smoke this ass.
Your quarterback has done some good things. There's been a couple of games that he struggled. But you look at his numbers from yesterday, numbers he's had throughout the year. There was a time he was, very solid, and then we had the unfortunate Philadelphia game, and he struggled a little bit in the Dallas game. But the way he performed yesterday, it just shows you what he's capable of. We chose him because we believe him. We chose him because we looked at what we felt were things that pointed towards him.
And then, sorry, I'll ask a third one. On the offensive line, too, I know Chase Riley is hurt. Both interior spots, Trey Turner has been hurt, Medicity. Left guard, how do you evaluate Andrew Norwell? And are there answers to fix the interior? How do you kind of assess the interior, especially?
Well, I think what we need to do is, first and foremost, we got to be able to run the ball successfully. I think the thing that really helps offset some of those issues is being able to run the ball successfully. And that's something that we've got to continue to stress and work on and get better at. The numbers show it last year. We had a little stretch. We ran the ball in the average 6 more times.
There you go with that bullshit,
we
man.
were able to win those games.
This nigga is a fucking politician, bro.
The guys were able to do the things that they're capable of, and that's firing off and attacking. And I believe it's the same thing with this group of guys. If we give them an opportunity to run block, helps sets up the play action pass. It also helps with some of the other passing downs.
I guess that kind of goes to my question. So this week you guys had 3 more carries than you had in the first half against Dallas. Last week was the game plan coming into the game kind of to run the ball a little bit less based on the Titans' defense, or is that more of a game flow situation?
That was a game flow situation, and they were doing a couple things that were kind of forcing us or putting us in a situation where we had to throw the ball.
Obviously, you don't have a physical practice till tomorrow, but how confident are you, if you can give any kind of scale, that he might be able to be back for Chicago?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how he handles. Today we have a walkthrough, and we'll see how he looks outside, and we'll go from there.
Ron, you said that there's a sense of urgency, but how quickly does that translate to your team? Obviously, you guys have 4 straight losses. You're going to be on the road, very short turnaround on Thursday. And you said from the top down, you guys have to get ready. You hope that in the locker room that they feel the sense of urgency also. So besides the injuries, is that more on the coaching staff and the players kind of together, or is there a disconnect where one kind of wants it more than the other? Or do you feel like everybody's fighting right now?
The team has to have a sense of urgency. We all do.
He ain't know how to answer that question.
Physical standpoint, what is the challenge?
He ain't know how to answer that one.
Have 2 days as opposed to 5 days to get ready for the next game.
The first reporter smoked his ass.
Doing whatever you can to get your body to regenerate, recover, get ready to go.
You shouldn't even say nothing about that. I should say something about the Giants. And he couldn't have got them deflect on that one. He was like, well, Dak's not there. He was like, well, he's been there and he built the team. No, nigga, let's talk about Daniel Jones. The fuck?
So we'll see how that pans out. But I really think a lot of it's just the recovery of your body, your senses, your mind, your rest.
Ron, just to clarify the quarterback comment you made before, are you saying that the difference between the other teams in the division are that because of this year the quarterback, or you're going to have the chance to build around a quarterback?
Damn, nigga said, well, you picked this quarterback. That shit was funny as a bitch.
That's basically it. Is that this is an opportunity now. We have a guy that that we think we have a chance to build around. We had a guy in Fitz, and he gets hurt the first quarter and a half of the season, and so it was a little different.
But no, you talking about no Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Really growing.
The fuck out of here.
I thought yesterday was a good indicator.
He's running out of answers, man. He don't know how to answer. Somebody wrote some shit on the car for this nigga. He a politician.
Previously said if you don't have a quarterback, one thing you can do is build the team around it. Then when you get the quarterback, drop him in. So now that you got that quarterback, do you feel that the other pieces just aren't there for the quarterback to have to go there?
Now he's got to work with those pieces. It's it's like walking into a new job. Okay, the job's already been there, right? The newsroom's already been in there. You walk in.
Oh, man, this bullshit. Look at this nigga, man.
You gotta learn everybody, don't you? You gotta learn to work with everybody. You gotta learn to do your job with everybody.
Let me break this down real quick. Go ahead and break this down, interview down, man. I had to for the grass or everything. Everybody else had already put their 10 cent out. Pedro and Juan God and all. Hey, I'm with y'all too. Like I said, man gotta go, man. It's time for him to go, man. Y'all see it, man. He a politician, man. He a politician, man. And he in over his head, man. You see how he running all the shit to say he can't answer the questions? Like this motherfucker. I'm surprised he didn't get mad. Y'all see sounding like he ready to cry though. This motherfucker, man. He don't even sound like he played no linebacker, man. You know, most niggas who play linebacker got high energy and shit. This motherfucker, bro, like, what's wrong with this guy? Get him out of there, man. Nigga, goddamn front man for the buffoonery of an organization, and we paying for the bullshit now. It's like, damn, I'd rather see Jim Zorn again and go through this bullshit. We seen how the bingo geek and all that. We seen how that ended. Shit is a joke. Ron Rivera, man. He wouldn't say, yeah, we ain't been coaching good enough and all that. That man. They want to go back to the little 4-game stretch last year. Man, fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here, man. You want to go to a 4-game stretch. 3 years you've been here, all you can say. Because you can't go back to the goddamn CM9 winning the division because the division was ass. Oh my God, man. Don't worry, I got more smoke for this nigga. I'm just gonna let that shit all sink in, let y'all listen to this motherfucker. And I'm pretty sure motherfuckers already heard this motherfucker. And at this point, I'm just waiting, ready for Thursday. Ready for Thursday. And ready to see us lose to bum ass Justin Fields. And hopefully this guy be out of there. Man, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm out.